Hey guys, this will serve as the weekly overview for October 21st. Monday we are starting out with a power clean 1 rep max. Okay, so we will be establishing a heavy 1 rep max in 10 minutes. For the fitness, we're going to be doing a power clean and hang power clean 1+2 on the minute for 10 minutes. And this is really just a work technique. All right, if we're newer to the movement or we're still kind of getting used to it, it's okay to work technique. And you can also build inside of that as well. But we wanted to just try to get some more reps in. On the part B, we have 3 minutes on the clock. We're going to start out with 40 and 30 cal bike, and then an AMRAP of power cleans at 75% of what you just hit today. Rest 3 minutes. We have 30 and 20, and then we're going to build, and then we have 20, and then we're going to build. So as we look at this, the weight is going to increase, and the reps are the distance on the bike, or cals on the bike, is going to decrease, which means we should get more time as the weight gets heavier. All these reps are going to be done in singles, and we're really just working on repeatability and building our battery of being able to cycle a heavier barbell. Now, that said, we want to make sure we're maintaining a good technique. We're getting set up on each and individual rep. We're not getting lazy or sloppy in the middle of that as we start getting fatigued. On the bike, you do want to push fairly hard on it. Okay, we are going to try to get the heart rate up, because on the power cleans themselves, we'll be able to kind of reset that. Coming off of it, you're going to be breathing, legs are going to be a little tired, we're going to get set, you're going to pull, and then we're just seeing how we can use the clock to do one on the 5 seconds, one on the 10 seconds, whatever that might be. I don't really have set numbers for people to hit today. Just want to see where everybody's at. You will record that for each one. Now, on the fitness, same thing. We're just going to drop the number of calories each round so we can get done a little bit faster. And then we're going to start at hang power cleans, which will be done in sets. And then just kind of adding a little bit of weight each time to where the sets get a little bit smaller, just getting in more volume with the barbell, more of a heart rate conditioning piece for the fitness, whereas where the performance is going to be more about just your ability to repeat and hit heavier weight of the power clean based on your 1 rep max. On Tuesday, we're going to start out with some gymnastic quality volume. Okay, when we say quality volume, it just means that overall there is a decent amount of volume in this gymnastic piece, but we do get some rest there, and we get to focus on repeatable sets. So when we look at this, the range is going to be anywhere from 2 to 4 reps for this. We're going to be going on the 30 seconds for 12 sets. We can do pull-ups. You're going to basically just record that under the fitness. If you're doing performance modified, you're going to record that, or you can record under performance modified for chest to bars. Performance will be bar muscle ups, and RX plus will be ring muscle ups. Now, we are going to get some time to kind of work on this stuff in the class before this. But for the most part, you're going to choose the toughest skill or whatever skill you really want to work on. This is a good day if you've got kipping pull-ups down, you've got a really good amount of volume in there. Then you could maybe work on the butterfly. And again, when we look at quality sets on the pull-ups, things that sometimes get overlooked is like how tight our body position is, from our head to our hands. So we really want to maintain that hollow body position, pinching the legs together. Holding a towel is a good drill for that too. But these are good. These are the best quality reps you could do. These aren't reps that end up, in a Metcon or in a conditioning piece where we're under fatigue and the reps start falling apart. We really want to think about these being high quality reps. So again, keep it between the 2 to 4 rep range and just focus on doing the best reps you can. Now, if we're not even at a pull-up today, and that's okay, a lot of people are there, then I want to really kind of work on the basic fundamentals of that. So on the first, at the 0, you'll go kip swings. Again, nice tight body position, just working on elevating back as we've done those like progressive kip swings of getting bigger. We can do those. And then on the next minute, we can do just ring rows and work on the upper body strength. Now, for 4 to 8 ring rows, obviously, that's not a ton of volume in the one individual set. So I want you to try to think about making those tough. And realistically, if you make them really hard, you could do those for 4 to 5. And then you're only going to get about 20 seconds, 20 or 15 to 20 seconds before you're back on those kipping pull-ups, kip swings. So again, you're going to be under fatigue here as well, just working on maintaining that body position under fatigue and just moving through it the best you can. If you get to where you're really tired and it's really falling apart, just skip a 30 seconds or skip a minute. Again, we're just trying to really focus on building the positions there, and we can kind of adjust that accordingly to the individual. After that, we have a 12-minute AMRAP, 12 alternating dumbbell hang power snatches, so we aren't going to be going to the floor. We're going to be taking that hinge out. I mean, we did just do a bunch of power cleans the day before, so the back could be a little tired, so we're going to kind of pull that out a little bit. And then we're going to be going from the hang, and then we're going to go into row cows, which is going to be, again, it's a hinging movement, but we should be able to just push through the legs, leaning back. And then we have ring dips, okay, for performance, and box dips for fitness. And all we're doing is just changing the movement there. Not much of a difference in the workouts at all. You know, scaling to get at least 5 rounds. 5 rounds would be a good amount of volume for this workout. 5 to 6 rounds, really good volume overall for the dip. And again, you're going to be a little fatigued going into that, especially if you did the ring muscle up or even worked on muscle ups. You know, that's going to be there as well. But we want to try to maintain, you know, a consistent pace here. You know, obviously the dumbbell hang power snatches in the row should be very consistent from round to round. The dips, depending on your ability to recover from those round to round, those could slow down a little bit. But being able to do that in 2 to 3 sets is okay as well, but just try to maintain a consistent clock. You know, as you come off for the first round, you're just looking at the clock, you're trying to maintain that each and every time. And I think the top targets here will be, you know, over 9 rounds or around 9 rounds. I think it'll be tough, but I think it's going to be doable. On Wednesday, 5 rounds for time, we are going to go with a longer piece today. It's 20, 15 cal row, run, same cal, and then bike, run, same cal, and then ski, and then we're going to run again. Okay, so we have a total of 3,000 meters or almost 2 miles worth of running, all right, and plenty of calories as well. And sustainability is going to be very important. I think top target again is 28 minutes. You know, maybe it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be somewhere around 30. And I think getting under 35, the cap, is going to be very challenging as well. So don't beat yourself up if you don't get it. But the way we look at this is how we talk about these workouts, these longer pieces as well, is that how to pace these longer workouts and look at it from 2 different perspectives. One is where you're working on just building your base and you're just going to breathe in and out the nose the entire time. You're not really even going to worry about completing the full 5 rounds. You're just going to do this as a 35-minute AMRAP, and that's totally fine. The other way to look at this is how to hold a pace for the entire time. And the way I like to do this is breathing in and out of the nose for the majority of the first round, and then just look at the clock and know what time that was. And then my breathing might go in the nose and out the mouth, and then I might end up just kind of like breathing however I can to maintain it. And as this workout builds, the heart rate will slowly go up to where the last, 2 rounds might be pretty challenging as far as when you're pushing to finish. So again, guys, look at this as trying to be sustainable. If you can try to get like the first 2 to 3 rounds in the same time, and then you're just trying to hang on to hold it, that's a good way to look at this. Or like think about it as like a kick at the finish, where that last round is going to be the tough one, and that's where you're going to push. Okay, we are going to run for now. As the weather kind of changes, we might adjust that a little bit, but we do like to try to get outside. If you're in those early morning classes, just dress accordingly, and try to make sure that you guys are staying warm, on those runs. But we will monitor that as we progress into the cooler months. On Thursday, we are going to start out with some back squats, ×2 on the 90 seconds for 8 sets at 80%. Now, that is a little higher percentage, but 2 reps isn't terrible as far as like the amount of reps on that. We do want to have a 3-second pause on that first rep. We're just working on control, hitting the bottom, and then you're going to basically go down and up on the next one at your own pace. If this starts moving super slow, you could adjust this down to closer to 75%. That's okay as well. But we want to try to really, again, push aggression out of the bottom, speed out of the bottom of the squats each and every time. If you don't have a 1 rep max established recently, you're just going to push a challenging weight that you can move quickly. This isn't going to necessarily be as fast as a lot of our other speed reps. Okay, this is going to start slowing down a little bit at 80%. But we really want to push the early sets to be very quick out of the bottom, especially on the first rep, and then you're looking at just timing the bottom on the second. The next one, we're going to have a chipper for B here, and it's going to be for time. We have 100 dubs, 20 D-ball on the shoulder squat, so we can actually hold this on the shoulder today. 10 box jump overs. We're going to go with a tall box here. 100 dubs. Same, and then it's basically the same way back, and then finishing with 100 dubs as well. Now, I do want you guys, if you did, if you do 10 on one side, then 10 on the other side, that's fine. or you do all 20 on one round and then all 20 on the next round. That's cool too. But just try to even out what shoulder you're holding on it, so you are going to kind of have a little bit of a lean to it. But if you kind of like, that doesn't feel great doing that, you can always hug the ball too, or we're okay with that as well. Scale to be sub 12 minutes. I think that's more than doable today. If the double unders, if you have double unders, but 100 takes you, 4 sets, then maybe we're just scaling that number down, to 75, 80, and that's okay, or even 50 on the double under, scaling the number. But whatever you choose at the start of the workout, that's what I want you to try to hold on to. For the fitness, we're going to allow you to step or jump on the box. Okay, I know, especially with the squatting, and there is a decent amount of jumping already, that, as we get fatigued, we definitely don't want to be tripping on the box. So just step over, totally cool today if you need to do that. All right. Top target, sub 8 minutes. I think it's going to be tough, but I think it's going to be a good challenge for those guys that, guys and girls that can push those squats quickly and then be able to move on the box as well, and then maintain a relatively unbroken double under. On Friday, we are going to start out with 10 minutes to establish a 2-rep max. Okay, we're getting towards the end of this cycle. We pushed a ton of volume early on. We've seen a lot of people hitting really heavy weights for sets of 4 and 6, and now we're getting into the 2s and the 1s, and we're going to kind of really start challenging that 1-rep max stuff as we're leading into the next cycle. So once we finish that, we're going to be going, there's going to be like 2 parts to the conditioning today. We have a 21-15-9 of dumbbell bench press and toes to bar or ab mat sit-ups for the fitness. We're not going to do knee raises today. Just want to push the ab mat sit-up, just moving consistently, moving fast. That's what we're looking for. A 7-minute cap on that workout. I think really top target, like that 3:30 mark, will be good. But that's going to be pushing, pretty much unbroken on your toes to bar. And it's okay. And again, if you have toes to bar, but toes to bar volume itself isn't there, we always can scale that down. Maybe it's 15-12-9 or 12-9-6. That's always a good option for this on these movements or on these higher skill gymnastics. If you've acquired the higher skill, I'd rather you do the higher skill and then progress from there. Now on the second part, we'll start at 10 minutes. Okay, and all this is really a gymnastic test under fatigue. So we just want to see where everybody's at after you've already done a bunch of pressing. Now that doesn't mean that you're going to let the handstand push-up quality go down. We want to make sure that we're controlling down, we're protecting the neck. If we have to add pads to that, that's totally fine. And if we don't have that, or we already want to push it, just do push-ups. It's okay. It's going to be more of a muscular endurance and stamina builder on pressing. And so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be testing that out, just seeing where the numbers are. So I would just stick with either fitness or performance, and then the RX Plus is strict if you have them. And we're just going to go from there. We're just going to see this test at the end. And we'll do this again. We'll do some more handstand push-up or like block testing without fatigue too, but we're going to see where everybody is today. I think we've been pushing a lot of that muscular endurance with the higher sets and really driving both of these movements in the performance and fitness coming into this block. So just going to see where we're at today. On Saturday, 20-minute AMRAP for teams of 2. We're going to be doing rowing. So we have the row. We have the double dumbbell box step overs. Okay, if you have to hold one, if you have to, go one dumbbell or even no dumbbell, that's fine for a modification today. And then it's just 20 dumbbell shoulder overhead. I know we just did pressing the day before, but this should be pretty light. Okay, and this should just be a set of 10, and it's going to be more of a conditioning piece for most people. Using the legs, dip and drive, and just getting through it, and just divide the work up as evenly as you can, whether that's, someone's rowing the whole thing and then doing the step overs and then somebody else doing the shoulder overhead. That's okay to do, or just go 10 and 10 for each round. That's fine too. We're just going to move steady for 20 minutes. All right. And, finish out this week again with a good conditioning piece on Saturday. All right, that is it for the week. If you guys have any questions, concerns or anything, you can reach out to me at brandon@makocrossfit.com. We will be looking at, as we get through this month and into November, going over the next block and writing the next block. And we're also going to be sending out something to kind of get some feedback on how this block went for you guys, as well as, maybe even getting some suggested workouts. I kind of want to hear what you guys think, or maybe some workouts that you would like to see, and we're going to let you write those and then submit them to me. I'll use them where I can, and if they fit or where they fit, I'll do my best to use them, or even use pieces of them, just to get some input from you guys. So that way it's not always just everything that I'm trying to write. I think it's really good to try to get more variance by trying to get some input from you guys on what the workouts should be. Okay, that's it. We'll see you guys in the gym, and have a great week.